Last summer to rise to glory, we had been shortlisted by Watford to become their manager. We haven't actually gone that far into the future yet. We've also got some players wanting new contracts for the championship, understandably so, though I actually don't know what I can do with the budgets right now, and if financially I can even afford to do what I want to do at the club. If I could make some adjustments, I could probably double the wage budget we have, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. And with some players wanting about £15,000 a week to sign for us or to renew their contracts, it's not ideal to say the least. But still, the fact we're now the favourites for the job at Watford, who have just been relegated from the Premier League, makes me wonder what I can do. And with the World Cup happening this year, there will be more jobs available right now, so I don't know if I want to jump just yet to a new club when I know that there could be some people coming in. But at the same time, we've got some clubs out in Europe this year. Admir Modley being one of those teams who finished second in the Bundesliga this year in Austria, so they're in the Champions League, and they can offer some decent wages from what I can see here. At the same time, Football Club FCSB are also one of those teams that are available and are the reigning champions in Romania, so that's an opportunity we can go for. But the question now is this: can I afford to do this role, and am I even going to get paid good money to be here? Because I actually don't know. Even if they got a fitness coach that's on 2.2 grand a week, do I go for a move or do I just wait and see? Because I can also go to places like Troyes, for example. Pastor Steve Ferreira could be an interesting opposition. Hanover could be a one that we can go for. Cadiz as well could be a job we can aim for potentially. Same with Cagliari and Parma. Sampdoria is a team that could be of interest to us. They've failed to get promoted and are currently stuck in Serie B. They sacked their manager for obvious reasons. They were expected to be in third place, but they've got some financial difficulties. So, plenty of options out there, and that's not even talking about the jobs in Belgium as well, like OHS Leuven. So, options are out there. We just need to make sure we actually are choosing the right one for us. But even with all these jobs available, we may still stay at Forest Green Rovers anyway, so let's see what we do in this situation. So despite the fact I'm looking at potentially going and we are looking at all the jobs that are going around the world, I'm still trying to make sure that Forest Green gets some good players before I leave, and James Nolan is one of those players I'm trying to get on a free transfer. The problem is, a lot of teams are coming for him, including Southampton. Now, he has had at least 20 offers from different clubs around the country, and suddenly he's a very popular man. We're going to be paying just 3.7 grand a week if we get him, so I think it's a good move, but the fact that so many clubs have come in for him makes me very surprised by how popular he's become. Where's all this interest before I made this approach, huh? Oh, and some more clubs have become available. Cagliari and Lecce have now gone into debt, so there's that. OHS Leuven were in debt, but now got 13 million out of the blue. Don't know where it came from, but I'm not going to complain. And it's not my business either way. I might consider going to them now, actually, because of that. Well, Usajek have also become available, and they are interesting because they're expected to be second place, but only finished in 5th last year. And they've got some potentially exciting players like this guy. Now, whether or not I'd actually be able to afford to go to so many places, I don't know. But 150,000 in wage budget, that's great. I have actually given some of my players some new contracts, and Iqbal has been paid more than that now. Yeah, I might have given Iqbal a £13,000 a week deal with a release clause of 15 million and a relegation release clause of 3 million. But the thing is, with so much money we have, we can literally just move the transfer budget across to the wage budget and it will probably work out in that regards. But I'm playing with fire a little bit here. I've also offered Kenanir a contract, which could go badly because I now realize he hates big matches. It's the worst I've ever seen. But I've given him a contract which is worth 8.5 grand a week. And Leighton Stewart has also signed a new contract which is worth 11 grand a week. Different stories, 2-year deal. That might not be my smartest ever move, but Leighton Stewart could become a championship player in the future in ability. So he's only a good League One player right now, but I think this year coming up he will be in my first team plans. I just need to make sure I can get some good players in for Forest Green if I don't go anywhere. But that's all we've done so far. We're looking at potentially moving on a load more players, and we've got some players who are probably going to be moving on. But then you look at the top 2 players, top 2 owners, and suddenly the wage budget looks a bit interesting. at least we've got some other contracts potentially coming in. So 4 players could be at the club, 2 who've been on loan this year, and 2 who have been given new contracts that could be very, very productive and useful for the club long term. Whether or not I've made the right call with them remains to be seen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Cannoneer to officially sign for us. Admittedly, given that, that's a scary thing, but a leading player for this division and can be a decent Premier League player makes a lot of sense, even if he's suspended for the first 3 games of the season. Not just the league, it's the cup as well, because he got sent off the last time out. But we can at least say we got Cannoneer signing for us on 8.5 grand a week. It's $1,000 more than what he was getting at Liverpool. He's been told he's getting released. And it makes sense in my mind to get him. It really did. Oh, and because they're a former club, we should keep an eye on Brackley Town. They finished 8th place last year, having been relegated from the National League the year before. Their manager is still there, and I think he's done well. To be fair, it says to be finished in 9th, so he's actually done well to even finish in 8th. So he's overachieved in that regards. And they only missed out on the playoffs by 2 points, and the team that finished above them directly got promoted. So shows you just how quickly things can turn, doesn't it? Well, that's annoying. Nolan's rejected us for Southampton. I thought he would sign for us, but apparently not. They were stronger than us. That makes sense, though, to be fair. I'm just disappointed that he's refused to join us instead. So I'm back at this place again. It feels like I'm always here at this point. The Bundesliga, Austrian Bundesliga, has already ticked over. I didn't realize how early they ticked over, and for it to be in June. So that's interesting. I also can now see who's gone up and who's gone down. And I just realized that Admiral Rocker Modeling will be down in 7th as the media of June 11. And for a team that's in the Champions League next year, or this season, I'm not sure that's appealing enough. Especially when they're in the red financially and have got a bit of debt to worry about. And they're also offering a smaller wage budget than I get at Forest Green Rovers right now. Also, the direct football, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm starting to think that might be the only thing that turns me away. I play the short passing game, not direct. So no, I don't think that's the thing I should go for, especially when only expected to be in 6th or 7th place. So as appealing as this idea was, I don't think I can go for it anymore, even if they got great facilities. I'm also looking at the Croatian leagues. I don't think I talked about this, but Osijek actually 2nd place. They were in the Champions League last year. They finished 5th this year. They are still the 2nd favourite, and they could be a pinning option. Only problem is, Dinamo Zagreb are the team that's the best in the league, and they've got the entire midroom 11 filled with their players, and they've got Areola as their star goalkeeper. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat them somehow when they're paying £64,000 a week to their star goalkeeper. Just saying. And just to put a comparison in, Osijek can only offer £150,000 per week, generally, even if they got 11 million in the bank. It's kind of unfair. Hello? More jobs have become available, and I don't know why it's happened now, but I'm not going to complain. Why has this become available? Why has this job become available is my question here and now. Oh, he's retired. He's literally retired. Okay. Oh, okay. This has got my attention. Legia Warsaw has become available, and if you know the fact that I have got a save in Poland, this might come as controversial, but it would definitely count as a criteria of a big team suddenly becoming available. They finished in 6th. They were in the Europa League, so there's that. They've won the cup, I assume. They did win the cup. I don't know why the manager's left. He's left them for Hanover's done me a massive favour. I knew this would be a good reason to do this. Okay, Legia Warsaw has my attention. I'd never managed in Poland before this year. Suddenly, I could have 2 different says while I'm in Poland, and it's going to be very, very weird. But okay. We've also just had the review. We were the overachievers by some distance. Expected only finishing 16th at the beginning of the year. The fact we finished top is a massive improvement on what we were expected to be doing. Okay, so we're now in the championship. Let's see where we're expected to finish this year. Bottom of the table. Not by a huge amount, and actually MK Dons did survive in the end, but Watford are not the best team on paper either. And it really tells you just, we might actually have a big job on our hands if we were to, for whatever reason, decide to go to Watford. I'm still not convinced on the deal on going to Watford right now, but they did shortlist me. And there's that. I actually don't know what to expect anymore here. We start the first game of the season against MK Dons on the 8th of August, so we've got plenty of time to work on things. Does that change our reputation? We're still the 2.5-star reputation club, 2 straight promotions. Where are we in the reputation list here? We're not on the first page, we're slightly further down than that, so we are the smallest club in the championship reputation-wise. That's slightly awkward, but okay. Oh my god though, actually, I mentioned about England being knocked out, Southgate's going to get sacked, and that's going to start a merry-go-round. It really is. So, do I wait for that sacking to happen before I do anything at all? As soon as the season ticks over and I've decided to go ahead and just sign new contracts, give new contracts out to people, to staff members, Watford have officially come to me at long last. I am going to talk to them. I am going to do this interview, but I'm now also going to start applying for jobs as well. Welcome, Sol. We're very excited to speak to you. We would like to discuss our plans for the club's vision and get your views on them. Why have you only worked with a small selection of teams so far in your career? Well, I've shown loyalty to every club I've managed, and I consider this to be a good thing. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why would you want to move on? You came to me. I didn't go to you. You came to me. So, there you go. I do believe I'm in the position to take the positive momentum I built up recently and use it to hit the ground running here. You have previously been embroiled in media controversies, citing your inability to command the support of your players. What can you say to address our concerns about that happening here? That's happened a long time ago and I've learned from those mistakes. That is true. We want to ensure that our dressing room atmosphere is much better than it was under a previous manager. Can you assure us that there would be no problem were we to hire you? I am extremely confident of being able to cultivate a strong atmosphere without any problems whatsoever. How would you feel about working with our current director of football, Cristiano Giretti? He's not the best in the world, I'm just going to say it here now. I'm not sure. That's something I need more time to think about. As part of the recruitment process, we are willing to allow you to request changes to our current background staff, as well as the chance to request any staff members you would like to bring with you from your current club. What size budget would you be looking for to make these changes? I'll just require a small budget, if I'm honest with you. Our long-term vision outlines the next few years for the club. You will be tasked with bringing this to life. Do you have any thoughts or ideas regarding it? So, they want to sign players under the age of 20 for the future, work within the raised budget, grow the club's reputation, maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 34, maximum 2-year contracts for the players over the age of 32, reach the playoffs, not win the league, but reach the playoffs. Okay, that's interesting. Be competitive in the FA Cup and the League Cup, win promotion to the Premier League inside 2 seasons, and then build on promotion for the next 3 years. I'm actually happy with that. Let's do that. That all seems perfectly acceptable to me. We're targeting a playoff place. Is that something you think is attainable, or can you take us further? I think that's a fair target to aim for. A transfer budget of 11.11 million is on offer. What do you think of the proposed figure? I think the transfer budget is realistic and will give me the funds needed to bring the squad up to scratch if hired. We're currently thinking of giving you a wage budget of £1.1 million per week. What do you think of the proposed figure? I'll be happy to work with the proposed wage budget should I get the role. It's a big enough budget to attract the quality of player required to the club. Do you have anything to request for us to consider? I have no requests to consider, most because I don't think I need anything now. That just about covers everything. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you. We'll now go away and review the process before determining whether or not to extend an offer to you. Good luck. We'll be in touch soon. And of course, that happened. And the odds are now 4-7 because of the fact we literally had the job interview. Of course it is. Okay, so Forest are going to get a 2.93 million in Championship TV rights, which is great. I'm saying nothing over the Watford thing because why would I? I'm very much sticking to my gun there. Oh yes, all this money is going to be done now as well. So I'm now being paid 1.8 grand a week, which means I need to get more money if they're going to hire me. We're also in this, so that's great. Happy days. We are going to be fine, I think, in this as well. So, yeah, we'll be perfectly fine. We're expected to be losing a bit of money because I am definitely paying a bit too much money for some people, but there you go. Understandably, Forest Green are taking it that I'm not saying anything about the Watford role as golden, but I'm expecting to still be taken out by Watford anyway, so it is one of those things. So we've actually managed to convince Alfie Dorrington of all people to sign for us for just £375,000. The fact that Tottenham sold him to us for such a little fee is great, and it means that we are definitely going to leave Forest Green with some amazing players, even if we were to leave. So we have just gained a new player on loan. Darko Giabi is on loan with us for the rest of the season, and I'm delighted by this. It's a good time. And I also have chosen their manager. Thomas Tuchel has become the manager of Arsenal, and he left a big job himself to come here. That job is Atletico Madrid. I'm not going to go for it, but it's already got some big names attached to it. So the World Cup has finished, and a lot of national jobs are now open. Austria, England, France, Norway, Portugal, Spain, Australia, Mexico, USA, DR Congo, Brazil, Colombia, and Serbia are now all open. Zabala, Botafogo, and Independiente are also jobs that could become available soon. And Watford have yet to choose their new manager. Atletico Madrid's got an open seat now, so a lot of things is happening. Well then, Watford turned me down. And they hired this guy. I have no idea who this guy is. Wait, the Lokomotiv manager? Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's hired. I'm actually surprised they've gone for him. Oh, okay. Juventus has now become available. Obviously, I'm not going to go to Juventus, but that's a lot of jobs suddenly becoming available. And Guardiola is one of the people, as is Zidane. Frankfurt's manager is one of the people interested though, so... And we've got a new goalkeeper in this guy. Now, admittedly, I've never seen him before, but he was at Bristol City last year. Only played 4 times. He's an Iran international. We may have paid a bit more than they had done before, but I think we've done quite well to get him here, so there you go. And yeah, I think he's a starting goalkeeper for this season. I really do. Also, it turns out that signing the Iran national team goalkeeper is good for the social media following. And we managed to get Nathaniel Ogbeta to sign for us as a left back. Happy days. And we managed to sign Kelly Goldie for £69,000 from Celtic. He's not going to start, but he's actually looking quite good, and he's only 21, so he's got potential to grow. Well, Jose Mourinho has just become the Portugal manager, and he's left Napoli. PSG's now... Okay. I've got a job I want now. That's just popped up. PSG have just lost their manager to France. Julien Stéphan has become the France manager. But Standard Liège is the job I'm interested in. I'm definitely interested in Standard Liège right now. No trophy since 2009 in the league. The Cronky Cup they've not won since 2018. 8 years since they won that. They were in the Europa Conference League. And Belgium's an interesting league in its own right. And their manager, Henning Berg, left to become the Norway manager. So suddenly, I found a job that's got my interest, and I'm actually going to apply. Even if they are asking me to play direct football, I'm actually going to apply for this. So let's see what happens here. I'm applying for the Standard Liège job. It's the first one I've really applied for. So let's see what we can do. Oh, okay. So not only did Standard Liège offer me the interview, but now Fulham have offered me an interview. Well then, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Hello Sol, we invited you along today so we can put forward our vision for the club and allow you to suggest any alterations for us to consider should we decide to hire you. This is Pierre Lotz of Standard Liège, so that's interesting. Their season actually starts in a few days' time, so this is very quick for them to come to me. It's great to be here, let's get started. Are you worried about not being able to speak the language? I don't think it's something to worry about. I can learn the language in time. Absolutely. I have some reservations regarding the fact that you have never managed in this country. Can you explain why that shouldn't be an issue? I'm actually going to be honest and say the truth. I've always been keen to manage in this country, but until now, I've never had the opportunity. I hope you give me a chance. Your managerial experience lacks variety in our opinion. Can you tell us why you've only worked with a small selection of teams? I've shown loyalty to every club I've managed, and I consider this to be a good thing. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why do you want to move on? I believe I'm in the position to take the positive momentum I built up recently and use it to hit the ground running here. Why are you thinking of making what some people would describe as a sideways move in management? I'm keen to keep progressing, and I'd love the opportunity to do that here. I'm surprised they actually think that coming from Forest Green Rovers to Standard Liège is a sideways move. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think it would be. You have previously been embroiled in media controversy citing your inability to command the support of your players. What can you say to address our concerns about that happening here? There will be no problems with dressing room atmosphere if I get the job. Are you comfortable working with Fergal Hadkin, our director of football? Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to work with him. What sort of budget are you anticipating needing to put together your background staff? I'd require a small budget, most because I want to see if I can actually get people to join me, and I would like to be able to make some small modifications before taking charge if I'm needing to do so. Do you have any thoughts on the club's long-term vision? Nothing too serious, so work with the wage budget, make progress on and off the pitch, and reach the Europa Conference League proper, finish in the top 5 places of the Jupiter Pro Leagues, challenge for a domestic cup, and then maintain a top 5 finish for the rest of the season. I like this. This is really, really good. If hired, we'd expect you to finish in the top 6 places in the league. Do you think you can do better than that? If given the job, I think that finishing in the top 6 places is a realistic expectation to meet. What do you think of the proposed transfer budget of 6.45 million should you get the job? I think it'd be acceptable. I really think it's realistic and should give me the funds I need to do what I want. What do you think of the raised budget of £244,000 should you get the job? I'm more than happy to work with the proposed wage budget if I get the job. Do you have anything for us to consider should we decide to hire you? I don't think I have anything, no. Not that I can think of. That's all for now. Thank you for coming. We'll be in touch. Okay, so they now believe that I am a favour for the role, and I'm gonna openly say I'm intrigued by the prospect. I am intrigued. Now, Fulham, let's talk to you. They're very excited to speak to me. Would like to speak to me about the plans. Thank you. I'm happy to be given a chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to business. Why have you only worked with a small selection of teams so far in my career? I've shown loyalty to every club I've managed, and that is a good thing. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why do you want to move on? I believe I'm in a position to take the momentum I've built up recently and use it to hit the ground running here. You've previously been embroiled in media controversy such as your inability to command the support of your players. What can you say to address our concerns about that happening here? There will be no problems in the dressing room atmosphere if I get the job. We tend to give our managers time and stability they need to get the jobs done. Are you in it for the long haul? My record speaks for itself. I prefer building something over the long term in an effort to leave a lasting legacy. How do you feel about working with our current director of football, Tony Khan? I didn't know you were actually your director of football. I thought he was too busy working with the AEW brand, but I'm happy to work with him. We understand the importance of having the right backroom staff in place when a manager moves to a new club. So we're willing to allow you to request any changes you would like to make to our current backroom staff, as well as the opportunity to request any staff members you want to bring with you from your current club. What sort of budget would you be looking for to make these changes? I'd require a small budget to allow me to make some modifications before taking charge. We would like to share our vision for the future, which, if you become a new manager, you would be required to make a reality. If you have any reflection on it, now's the time to speak up. Attacking football, possession football, sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, high tempo pressing football, I do this, 2 of those things already, if not all 3 of them, work within the raised budget, spend the original budget, ooh, fancy. Maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 34, a maximum 2-year contracts for the players over the age of 32, and a minimum of 3-year contracts for first team players. Become an established Premier League team, continue to be established for the rest of the time. I'm happy with this. Should you be hired, the expectation is for the club to avoid relegation. Is that fair, or do you think you could improve upon that somewhat? I think that's a fair target. Would a proposed budget of 36.16 million be enough to achieve your goals? I believe it's realistic, thank you very much. Would a proposed wage budget of 2 million be sufficient to achieve your goals? I'll be very happy to work with that wage budget if I get the role, thank you very much. I have nothing to request going forward, thank you very much. That should do for now. Thank you for allowing us to interview you. You'll be notified of our decision in due course. Yeah, I just openly said target the job and want the job. Yeah, I very much said, yeah, both are very interesting to me. I might have upset my board though, or not. They seem to be very content actually otherwise. So yeah, either way, happy days for now. So Hoylandson has become our new signing at the age of 22. He is one who I think would be a very exciting player for the future. I think he's going to be at least a good championship player. So I'm making sure that even if I am to go and leave Forest Green Rovers, they are going to have some very exciting young talent on their team. And with Julian Vamos, we are definitely going to have another exciting talent who can play on the wings and up front if needed. So we got plenty of options, to say the least here, that is going to help Forest Green in the long term. And in fact, our signings so far have made sure they are at least going to be in 22nd place before I've even left. And there are still some more signs to come. And now the board are disappointed with the fact that I've openly said about 2 different jobs that I am looking to leave. And it's a shame, but I couldn't help myself. Oh wow, I actually did get Moses. Okay, this is a player that I was looking at. And I'm actually going to say this. I might actually delay this, just to be on the safe side, even though I can guarantee I've got him. I'm going to make sure I got another person that's going to come through first before I officially go through the move. This guy is my main target for the role, but if I don't get him, I at least got my backup plan, which is great. Whether or not he actually signs for me or turns me down, I don't know yet, but he may turn me down. But he's exciting and I kind of wanted him. Speaking of Mares though, he's actually turned me down. So if anything, I can now ask for this to be confirmed, ask for confirmation, get him signed. Thank you very much. Moses signs. And Warren Jones is going to sign for 500,000 as well. So another sign to the collection. Yeah, Warren Jones, we're making sure the Forest Green are going to get some exciting young talent. Even if he's only a decent League One player right now, he's still better than what we had. And that's a little concerning when I think about it out loud, but he was 500,000, a minimum lease clause for next to the city. It makes sense to activate it. Well, Moses is a very exciting young talent at the age of 18 who could get better. I've just been considered by the fans of Fulham a leading candidate, and the same has been said by Stella Liège, so clearly I'm in a good position for the job. So we've signed George Lepsil as a backup. He's not the best, I know. He's never going to be good enough to be a championship player, but he's good for a backup role. And we've also signed Tim van der Havel, our last signing that we'll be making before we make our final decision. He's a good backup player who can improve, unlike Lepsil, so we've got options here. Well, it's happened. Standard Liège are requesting backroom staff changes. This normally means we're about to be hired as a manager, and I'm delighted by this. So the question is, can I take anyone with me? And I can't take Jagielka with me. That's a shame. Some of these people I'm not going to go anywhere because they've just signed, understandably so. We've got £881,000 to spend, and it's a delight. Foley is definitely someone I want to take with me because he is mine. He's become my trusted ally. And actually, I don't need to get rid of anyone to keep bringing him in. This is delightful. Oh my god, I just realized why he wants to join. It's literally because he wants to work with me. Oh, he actually wants to work with me. That's the only reason. I love this guy. I love this guy. So we can sign a scout. So I'm actually going to take this guy with me, even though he's not amazing, mostly because he's actually willing to come along for the ride. It saves me having to spare. It really just saves me having to worry about signing a new scout, which is great. And that's, I think it's the only 2 people I want to take with me, honestly. No one else is of the quality I'm looking for, I think. So we're actually going to replace some people here. Foley's going to be a coach. This guy's going to be a scout. We're going to get rid of you and take out another 300,000. Weirdly enough, most people I want to bring in is actually not that expensive. It's actually replacing someone I'm going to be causing a few issues with. So Rob Lee's going to join me for 91,000. He's probably the most expensive we're bringing with us in that regard. I'm going to bring Dan Connor with us to become a goalkeeping coach. And so we're taking our 3 coaches with us that want to sign for us. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to spend almost the entire budget on bringing these people with us. How long they stay with us, I don't know, but I'm excited for a way to see what we can do with these people. So let's accept these changes. Ladies and gentlemen, Stella Liège have approached me to become their manager. I am going to accept this offer and we're going to join a new club in the next video. What I'm going to do though is end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But anyway, Until next time, goodbye and well, good night.